Hello, hello, hello. How are you? Welcome to Bima's Crafty Corner. I am Bima, better known as Els, and I have a little teeny project for us today, just a little one. This is just a little cute project, and it's just a couple of punches, and I'm going to bring it up here so you guys can see that. There we go, right there. There you go. You don't have to have, foily paper. I used foily paper just because that's what I had. But we're going to go ahead and make some of these today. Very quick, very simple, very, very easy to do. And they're kind of fun, you know. So great way to use up scraps. So we are going to pull all of that out. And I will be back to show you everything that we're going to be using in just a second. I'll be right back. Alrighty, what do we need? Okay, so to do these, you obviously want a solid base. So you're either going to want some of your layered book pages or layered music pages. This is great for, let me grab this, paint chips. If you've got, a paint chip, a nice size paint chip, you could use a piece of a paint chip because that's a good solid base. Also, let's see what else. Just about anything that you could use that's a good solid base that you can either use with your cutter, your die cutter, or with a punch, okay? You're going to maybe want some lace and trims. You're going to want those small scraps of paper, okay? It doesn't have to be, giant. It can be something as small as this, okay? You're going to want some rhinestones and some diamonds, some ink and a dauber glue. We made these a while ago in one of the live craft with me's. These are just punches that are laid up to make bases. You could use those, certainly. You're going to want a butterfly punch, and the one that you're going to want is a butterfly that's about an 1.25 inches wide, give or take, and you're going to want a base that's at least 1.5 inches, okay? So this is easy stuff. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. We'll get rid of that. Move these out of the way. And we're just going to talk about these. All right, so those are pretty much done. So let's talk about this first, because these are going to be our bases. So if you're using, paper and it's thin, you're going to want to double it up. Okay, I'm using a small piece here, so I'm just going to put some glue stick on the back real quick and fold this in half and let it dry, and then I'm going to punch it. I'm thinking that might be big enough. Yeah, okay. So you're going to punch out some circles. Or squares or ovals or whatever you want to use as a base here, okay? This is not really a make-ahead type craft. This is I'm just going to make these because I like to have them on my finished project. And then we're just going to punch some butterflies. Now, these don't have to be double thick. If you want them double thick, same thing applies. Just put some glue on it, glue it together, and let it set up and dry. Put that over there for now. If you don't really mind, the single layer, then just go ahead and punch it out. We're just going to punch out a couple of these. We'll keep that over there because we're going to use that. And I'm going to use this piece here because I'm going to make a yellow one. So it doesn't matter if this is double-sided cardstock or single-sided cardstock. Really does not matter. I think that these flowers will make a pretty butterfly. Here we go. And these ones. So you can just sit here and just punch till your heart is content. I'm going to go ahead and punch a circle out of this. So I have some bases, I have some butterflies, more bases. I'm going to punch more butterflies. This is the one that we glued. So we're going to go ahead and punch that out. And that's just to show you what a thicker one will come out looking like. And then we're going to cut a circle out of this. And that's just a music page that I doubled up. And that is pretty much that. Now, if you're going to ink these with any kind of ink, go do that. All right. Ink your bases. If you're going to ink your butterflies, ink your butterflies. And then when we come back, I'm going to show you how to roll these a little bit to get some dimension out of them. And then we're going to go ahead and put them on the bases. I'll be right back. All right, so we're going to start with our butterflies. And what we're going to do is take about a chopstick. You don't want it to be, too overly thick, but you don't want it too thin. You could use a pen if that, if you have a thin pen shaft, you could use that. And what you're going to do is just kind of roll the front of the wing. Just kind of roll the wing. Roll it. And you're just going to roll it down and out. Okay? And that's going to give you a little bit of dimension on the wing. So I'm going to do all of these real quick. Just bringing them back, kind of V-ing them, and then roll them. V and roll. Now this one is the doubled, and I got to tell you, when it comes to this rolling part, this holds its roll a little bit better. Okay. Somebody has to go potties. Let's see. We're going to go this way. And this one. All right, so we have those all rolled. Now, we're just going to take these and we're going to put a little bit of glue right in the center here and just glue them down to our backs. Now, if you want to add some lace or trim, you do that before. So let's go ahead and get some trim out here. Go ahead and cut a piece of this. Let's see. Ooh, I'm going to put it on that one. All right. A little bit heavier glue here because I'm using some lace. All right, I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to go ahead and get some trims and things out for some of these other ones. And I'm going to get those done while we wait for this one to dry. And then when I come back, we're going to put the butterflies on. Be right back. Okay, so now the next step in this process is adding, our gems and pearls. I find that on this one, 3 is the right number. But you may find that you need a different number. Maybe your butterfly needs 4. I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and pull these up. 3. Oh, well, this one's 4. I got one too many. That's going to be a problem because it's not going to fit. Just take one off. Put that over there. Or stick it to my finger, one or the other. And then I'm just going to put it right here in the center. And you can add a little glue if you want, if you're not sure that your gems are going to stick. But we're going to go ahead and do that to all of these. And, you know, some of the darker ones, I'll probably use pearls, and I'll use the smaller gems. Just have to identify which direction these go. Because, you know, they all go in a different direction. There we go. And then I'll take that, and I'll probably use pearls on the darker ones and gems on the lighter colored ones. This one will look cute with pearls. Ooh, maybe 2 pearl and not 3. Yep, it's going to be 2. 2 of the pearls, 3 of the gems. There we go. Okay, so once you have those all done, and I'll do the rest of them off camera so you don't have to sit here and watch me glue on gems because that's ridiculous. Then we'll glue them down. So I'm going to go do the gems and I'll be right back. Okay, so now we have these all blinged up. We're going to go ahead and start putting them on a back. So just a little bit of glue on the back. You could also use some foam tape if you want to give it a little more dimension. Go ahead and put that on there. Bring your wings up. We'll set it off to dry. Let's see. Let's do you here. So if you wanted to put this on a piece of foam tape to bring it up a little bit more, you could do that. We're not gluing the wings, just the very center of the body, like right here, okay? A little bit of glue, and then we're going to put it on to our piece. Let it dry. We'll do the next one. And yep, I'm going to put you on the leaves. What a great way to use up like small scraps of paper and little bits of trim, you know, that you didn't think you were going to be able to use otherwise. So let's go ahead and put this one on. I'm going to put it over here. And this last one we're going to put on here. So a little bit of glue here. I'm going to let these dry, and then when I come back, I'm going to show you how they come out. I'll be right back. So here are our little butterfly ephemeras. You can see that each one of them has kind of its own little character. So we have this one over here that has that little piece of pink lace on it. We did it on an oval. Very, very cute. And then this one that has the black with little white flowers. We did that on a black background disc. And then this little guy here on some leaves just makes him look like he's flying up. We got this one here with just a little stream coming off of it so you can come outside of the base. And this one with just a little bit of lace. And this one that has a little bit of lace on a paint chip. So that is the base, the basics. And if you wanted to do this a little bit bigger, you could take a base and you could use a bigger butterfly, maybe something that's a little bit more detailed, if that is, you know, what you have. And we will go ahead and put that on there. And I'm going to show you what this looks like with a bigger butterfly. I just like the little ones. And that is what it looks like when you put a bigger butterfly on it. Okay? So that's it. That's my little bits of ephemera for today. If you have any questions, go ahead and put those in the comment section, and I will get back to you as quick as I can. If I have not offended you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me, and ring the bell. Do that thing. And then if you want to know what's going on, all you have to do is check out the community tab or the post tabs or whatever it is YouTube's calling it now, or my Facebook group. There's links to that in the description below. And you can pick up some free digitals over on my Ko-Fi, and you can support the channel on Patreon. All the links are in the description box below. Until I see you again, stay well, my friends. I love you guys. Bye-bye.